This is section 4.8 part 2, where we are going to continue using the quadratic formula to solve a quadratic equation. And here we're going to look at a quadratic equation that's only going to have one real solution. Alright, one real solution. So just as we did previously when we had two real solutions, we set the equation equal to 0 because we wanted to get a quadratic in standard form. So I need to do that here, so I'm going to move negative 10x to this side and negative 25 to this side. So I'll start by adding 10x to each side. And I'll get 4x squared plus 20x equals negative 25. Then I'll add 25 to each side. And I get 4x squared plus 20x plus 25, where my a is 4, b is 20, and c is 25. I'm going to plug that information into my quadratic formula, which is the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that's all over 2a. So I've got the opposite of b, or the opposite of 20, plus or minus the square root of 20 squared minus 4 times my a, which is 4, times c, which is 25, and that's all over 2 times my a, or 2 times 4. So I'm going to come back up over here, and we're going to simplify this. So we've got x equals the opposite of 20 is negative 20, plus or minus the square root of 20 squared, which is 400. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16, and negative 16 times 25 is negative 400. So since it's negative 400, I'm going to do minus 400. And that's all over 2 times 4, which is 8. So we have x equals negative 20 plus or minus the square root of 0 all over 8. The square root of 0 is 0 all over 8. And negative 20 plus 0 is negative 20. And negative 20 minus 0 is also negative 20. So I'm left with negative 20 in the numerator, 8 in the denominator. And you want to simplify this to get x equals, and what number goes both into 20 and 8? That's 4. So we have negative 5 halves. So we have one real solution, which is negative 5 halves. So what does that look like when you graph an equation that has one real solution? So I'm going to go ahead and plug this part of the equation in. I forgot to set this equal to 0. Right, so I'm going to plug 4x squared plus 20x plus 25 into my calculator. This right here, and I've already done that. So I'll turn the calculator on, and I've got 4x squared plus 20x plus 25 in my calculator. So when I graph it, you're going to see the parabola drawn, and it's only going to cross the x-axis in one spot, and that one spot is the vertex. So when you have one real solution, that means that the vertex is going to lie on the x-axis. When you have two real solutions, the vertex will lie either above or below the x-axis, depending on how your equation is opening, if it opens up or down, and then the parabola will pass through the x-axis in two spots. That's the difference. So it looks like our vertex is at negative 5 halves, which would be right here. Be negative 5 halves, comma 0. And that's part 2.